Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting on a Fan. Let me readjust myself. And yes, I want to tell you something to begin with before anything else. The time is approximately 7 p.m. and 7 minutes, and the date is Tuesday, November 5th, 2019. And a lot of places in the United States, today is Election Day. And right now the sun is in Scorpio, and the moon is either waxing in Aquarius or waxing in Pisces. I haven't looked, but as of yesterday it was waxing in Aquarius. So one of my favorite people, both on and off YouTube, is the Michelle Swan Graham, or on YouTube, Swan of Dreamers. And she has given me so many beautiful gifts over the years, but I want to tell you something. This gift, my Witch and Famous mug, I love. I'm going to have my awesome audiovisual person do a close-up of me, well, of my Witch and Famous mug. I love this mug. This mug has made me so happy. And it currently contains an herbal tea, which is funny because it's not tea, it's honey and lemon juice, which is really not a tea. But technically it is, but it's not an official tea. But primarily this is used for coffee, sometimes for tea. Now, in case you're wondering, no, I do not have a sore throat. However, I do a lot of talking, as those of you that have had readings with me know. And I absolutely want to make sure that with all the talking that I do, I replenish that area of my body. So in the meantime, I'm sorry, I'm going to check in with my awesome audiovisual person because he's doing something again that's distracting me. What's going on? You okay? Is that a yes? Okay, because you're doing that foot thing, that tap thing that's distracting me. So if you keep doing that, it's going to distract me and I won't be able to do what I need to do. Right? Right. Okay? We're on the same page? You good? You sure? Okay. Sorry about that, YouTube. So, this is the official video for my giving readings at Notions and Potions in November 2019. I love giving readings there. You know, I really, really do. And it makes me really happy to be in Beacon, New York. I still lovingly call it freaking Beacon, baby. But it really does make me happy. It makes me happy. I love the energy. I love the shops. I love the restaurants, the different eateries. And of course, I do have a vested interest in continuing to see. I have a vested interest in seeing Notions and Potions thrive. And I'm very honest about that. In fact, I'm blunt about that. You know, the longer that Notions and Potions thrives, and the more it thrives, the more I am able to give readings in the store. And the fact of the matter is that I love giving readings in the store. You know, I think I've mentioned this previously, but for the longest time I had this desire, this goal. Never shared it with anybody. And that desire was to become a guest reader in a metaphysics store. And in my mind, it was always a metaphysics store that was in a different state. I live in the state of New Jersey. And it was always a metaphysical store that was not, you know, a block away from where I live, but one that I could travel to with relative ease using mass transit, that would provide me with an opportunity to meet new people, be honored and loved and adored, receive money, and also take care of other things like my creativity and my energy and all these other things. So the fact of the matter is that, sorry, I received a notification on my computer and I'm not going to pay attention to it now. And the fact of the matter is that, you know, that's exactly what happened. And, you know, I am open to being a guest reader in other places. And, but it makes me, you know, going to Beacon makes me happy. It really does. I love the energy of Beacon. I love how Beacon is structured. I love the different places to shop in Beacon, the different places to eat in Beacon. I love that it is a stop on the Hudson line on the Metro North Railroad out of Grand Central Terminal in Midtown East Manhattan, New York City. I love the whole thing, and I love that when I go to Beacon, it's not just to make money. I mean, yes, that is the primary reason. I mean, I am going away on business, and I love that. But I also love, spending time in the store. I love the fact that of all the readers the store has, I'm the only one who doesn't sit facing the window. In the reading space, I use the opposite chair. I use the chair that the clients use, or the chair in which the clients sit. The chair where the readers normally sit, that's the one where I have my clients sit. And, it just works for me. Like, energetically, as soon as I saw that chair, I'm like, I'm sitting there. And the irony is, I don't do that. See, when I remember having a client who is a santero, a palero, and an obi, and in santeria, meaning he's a high priest, he is a practitioner of palo, which is considered the, depending upon who you talk to or what you read, it's either the black magic side of santeria or the witchcraft side of santeria. And I remember, he said to me, do not sit with your back to the street. And that's exactly what, and that's the only place in public where I do that. Like, I do not, like, if I'm in a restaurant or a cafe, this bitch is not sitting with his back to the street. No bitch is gonna stab this bitch in the back. I'm telling you. Now I'm really off topic, but again, giving readings at Notions and Potions gives me great joy. Giving readings at the psychic fairs that Notions and Potions has at Chill Wine Bar, which is right next door to Notions and Potions, also gives me joy. So with that being said, I'm going to be available for readings this Saturday, November 9th, and Sunday, November 10th, 2019. And regarding readings, I will be available for readings on Saturday, November 9th, 2019 from 12 noon to 6:30 p.m. The store closes at 7 p.m. on Saturdays, so they want to make sure that there's enough time to finish up, make sure that I get paid, put everything away, that kind of thing. And people do want to do things on a Saturday night, and that's always a nice thing. With regards to Sunday, November 10th, 2019, I will be available for readings from 12 noon to 4 p.m., which are the official store hours of Notions and Potions on Sundays. I will be available for intuitive card readings, meaning I'll be using tarot cards, I'll be using oracle cards, or I'll be using a combination of the two, as I'm divinely guided or intuitively led. And of course, I do not have an issue giving other kinds of readings. With regards to giving rune readings at Notions and Potions, I've decided that unless 2 people minimum say to me, I want to have a rune reading with you at Notions and Potions, then I'm not going to bring the materials that I need to bring. Because if I add up everything that I need to bring, especially this weekend, and I bring my rune casting materials or my rune reading materials, let's just say that it's going to bring more weight to my bag. And keep in mind that I normally carry 3 bags with me when I go to Notions and Potions. I have my day bag, my beautiful Saint-Tropez leather tote from Levenger, which now no longer sells the Saint-Tropez leather tote, so if you didn't get it. And then of course my Bloomsbury book bag, which is identical to the Saint-Tropez leather tote, but just in canvas. And then of course I bring my duffel bag for the weekend. So I'm carrying 3 bags. So the thought of adding more weight to any of those bags, even if it's by 3 pounds, 5 pounds, is I can handle it. I can handle it a lot better now than I could, let's say last December of 2018. But, I want to carry as little as possible. I don't want to carry a big ass thing, and So my policy now is, unless a minimum of 2 people contact me and say, I want a rune reading with you at Notions and Potions, then I'm not going to bring those materials. I'm going to make it really easy for myself, and really, easy and effortlessness for myself. I am remembering the importance and the deliciousness of ease and effortlessness. Yeah, I had forgotten for a while. Then again, I have 3 planets in Capricorn, so, forgetting ease and effortlessness is not a stretch. Now, before I tell you the fees for readings with me at Notions and Potions, let me say a few other things. First of all, in Beacon and in other municipalities in the Dutchess County and Hudson Valley, New York areas of New York State, the second Saturday of the month is very popular. And it just so happens that Saturday, November 9th is the second Saturday of November 2019. That being said, I highly, strongly recommend that if you are going to have a reading with me at Notions and Potions this Saturday, November 9th, 2019, that you arrive earlier than later. This is especially true if you're going to have a reading with me that is longer than 20 minutes. Because virtually every second Saturday there is a wave of customers that come in, and I have had several experiences giving readings at a second Saturday at Notions and Potions where I will give no less than 3 or 4 readings in a row. So, and that's usually after 4 p.m. So my recommendation to you is if you're going to have a reading with me at Notions and Potions, especially on a second Saturday, arrive earlier than later. The other thing is, for readings, the store only accepts cash. So it's imperative that you have the cash on hand prior to you walking into Notions and Potions. Now, here are the fees for readings with me and with any of the other readers, any of the other wonderful readers at Notions and Potions. $85 is for 1 hour. $55 is for 40 minutes. $40 is for half an hour. $25 is for 20 minutes. Now, I'm going to go over that one more time. Readings with me and every other reader at Notions and Potions. These are the fees. $85 for a 1 hour reading. $55 for a 40-minute reading. $40 for a half hour reading. $25 for a 20-minute reading. If you know you do not have a lot of time, then absolutely have a 20-minute reading. If you are going to ask about one thing or 2 things, maybe 3, definitely get a half-hour reading. If you're going to ask about a lot of things, I highly recommend a 40-minute reading. If you have not had a reading for at least a year, I cannot over-recommend a 1 hour reading. Because if you haven't had a reading in at least a year, then you need to have a 1 hour reading. Personally, when it comes to reading, oh, I forgot I did vote today. I was like, oh, that's right, I forgot about that. Personally, when I have a reading, when I have a sit down, I want to know what the universe needs me to know right now, I don't do less than an hour. My personal psychic advisor, Roger Pratt, I wouldn't even bother with half an hour. That's like, there's no point. Because I know that the few times I have a reading, and it's not that often. I mean, truth be told, my personal psychic advisor, Roger Pratt, has spoiled me for other professional psychics and professional readers. But honestly, when it comes to having a reading, I can't even imagine investing my time, energy, and money for less than an hour. I just can't. It's like, because especially with my personal psychic advisor, Roger Pratt, half an hour would go by and we wouldn't even get to my questions. He would be like doing his spread. So for me, it's like, I wouldn't even bother. If somebody only offered half-hour readings, my first question would be, are you willing to give me an hour reading? Are you willing to offer me an hour reading? Because I just can't imagine, and the way my schedule is now, my side position of employment has become a lot more demanding, and especially with my professional psychic practice, this past September through December is going to remain abundantly full for me. So yeah, so if you have not scheduled your appointment with me, this is the time to book your appointment right now. But absolutely, when it comes to giving readings at Notions and Potions, the other reason I love it is because if I can give somebody a discounted reading, or as I would say, a divinely discounted reading, it makes me happy. It makes me very happy. But with that being said, YouTube, as always, thank you so much for honoring who I am and what I do. Thank you to all of you who have already had readings with me at Notions and Potions. Thank you to those of you who are going to have readings with me at Notions and Potions, especially this weekend. And thank you for spreading the word online and off. Thank you again for the likes. Thank you again for the shares. Thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel of yours truly, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch. And of course, thank you so much for making sure that your notifications are set to all. And if you don't have them set to all, that's fine. I'm okay with that. There are more videos coming up though. So if you don't want to receive notifications about all of them, then you can customize it. But if you want to know every single time I upload a video, then my recommendation is set your preferences with regards to that bell to all. And yes, I am witch and famous. Sometimes the natural way is the way to go. Purified water, lemon juice, honey, and we're good to go. And with that, I bid you a good night.